What's going on, everybody? On today's training, we're going to be discussing how you can close more high ticket sales than your competitors because it is a red ocean out there. Let's just call it what it is, you guys. There's more and more businesses jumping into the marketing and advertising space that offer similar services and products. On this training, we're going to definitely go through the step-by-step things that you need to understand about your competition and then go over how to distinguish yourself so that you can close more deals than your competitors. Let's jump into this training. All right, you guys. So like I said at the very beginning, there's more and more people jumping into the marketing and advertising space. When you have a successful business, the reality is that there's going to be other people that come into your space that offer similar products and services. There's a culture inside of the online marketing space called funnel hacking. The reality is that when somebody sees a successful business and they believe that they can actually go out there and compete with you, they will. Welcome to Business 101. It is what it is. Your job as a business owner is to understand how to differentiate yourself inside of a red ocean so that you can close more deals. So I'm going to go over step by step some of the things that you better understand about your competition if you want to give yourself that edge. Step number one, you better understand at least your top 3 competitors. Okay, so most likely you have at least 3 of your top competitors that are inside of the space. You maybe have 1 or 2 if you're newer to the space, or if it's kind of a blue ocean becoming a little bit of a pink ocean, so to speak. But the reality is you better understand exactly by name who specifically your top 3 competitors are. Step number 2, you better understand what exactly the price point and how they actually sell their services or products, and what are some of the differentiation factors that they try to implement inside of their business so that you're able to discuss and talk about that when it comes up inside of the sales conversation. Number 3, you want to understand how they actually deliver the results that they're talking about. What is their delivery mechanism? How long do they work with people? What type of training do they offer? What is the way in which they work? How many people do they work with? Do they do big group coaching? Is it one-on-one? You need to understand the way that they deliver, the mechanism that they're talking about inside of their marketing and advertising. Number 4, you want to get a better idea and a better picture as to why potentially those prospects may not see the results that they're getting. You're looking for a leverage point that you can discuss when this comes up in regards to your competition as to why you actually will skip your clients' results and why maybe your competitors fall short. Now, I'm a big believer that it's not a good practice to throw mud or to throw sand at your competitors. In fact, I always try to speak highly of them. I just try to explain the differentiation between what we do and what they do and really create a gap, because as soon as you start to get into this us versus actually them, you're going to lose, because that's when people just start to drop price points. So you want to completely separate yourself from the competition, and we're going to go through step by step on how you can actually do that. The 5th thing that you want to understand is, what does their support look like? How do they interact with you? How do they ensure that you're actually successful? Okay, so when I'm speaking to a potential prospect and I know that the interaction between a business and their clients aren't where it should actually be, I'm going to talk or bring it up in a right way, how we work with our clients and what are the differentiations as far as the support and the help that they're going to get along the way. Okay, so let's start mapping out what you need to do to differentiate yourself from the competition so that you can close more high ticket sales than your competitors. Number 1, once we understand where your competitors are at, who they are, what their offer is, and how their support looks, all of those components that we just talked about, we want to make sure that we have a step-by-step game plan on when this actually comes up, that we can explain the differentiation between us and them. That's key number 1. Step number 2, we want to make sure that we explain to the prospect why our particular offer is the missing key to their success, what it is that you actually do different, which brings me into step number 3, which is your USP, your unique selling proposition. Why a unique selling proposition is so important inside of high ticket sales is that because when you're able to completely separate yourself from the competition, you're able to explain why your products or services are actually better, and not just only better, but completely unique and different, which is the key to marketing, than your competitors or who they're actually speaking with. This is a perfect example is in the actual agency space. As a lot of you know, I do a lot of business. I work directly with Tier 11, who is an agency service that market and advertises to business owners that typically have fairly high spends. And I get this question all of the time. Well, what makes your agency different? Well, because of the fact that we have specific, unique selling propositions in the form of what we call CAMP. It's our methodology that we scale and grow businesses that no other business has. We're able to distinguish ourselves from our competition. It's very important that you map out that unique selling proposition so that you can separate yourself from the competition. Now, somebody that does this extremely well is somebody that I've had a lot of conversations with their internal marketing team. I've been super impressed with the way that they differentiate themselves from the competition. And this is Marissa Peer, who has a process that's called RTT, that stands for Rapid Transformational Therapy. Now, there's a lot of other people inside of her space that teach some of the same principles and concepts that Marissa does. But one of the reasons why she's been able to create this massive coaching business is because of the way that she's able to explain the difference between what she teaches and the rest of the competition. When you have that unique selling proposition, you can be on an island of your own and always play in a blue market. So guys, very, very important that you have that USP. As always, click the like, comment below, follow us here on YouTube, and I'm excited to be able to talk with you soon. Cheers.